The Toronto Blue Jays fire sale is fully underway, and yesterday's trade was a massive win for Ross Atkins and company. The Toronto Blue Jays needed to get Yusei Kikuchi out of Toronto because he was an expiring deal, and I'm sure they're going to make some more trades before 6 p.m. today, but they got an absolute haul in return for 2 months of Yusei Kikuchi, who had been really struggling in the past couple of months of play. So we'll break down the return and what it means for the Blue Jays on this episode of Jays Digest. What's up, Jays fans? I'm your host, Peter Vryonis, alongside host Nick Gosse. Hopefully, you're all enjoying the Olympics that have been going on. Canada is in action right now against Australia. They're doing all right. They're hanging in there. They're down by 4. Sorry to spoil the score for you, but by the time this goes out, they might be winning. They might be losing. Who knows? We wish all the best. Go Canada. But Nick, another good thing happened in Canada the other day, and that was Yusei Kikuchi getting dealt to the Houston Astros. It sucks to see Kikuchi go because he was one of the more valued members of this team, and the way that he turned his Blue Jays career around cannot be understated. But the Blue Jays had to get a deal done on that front because he is an expiring deal. They're not going to make the playoffs, and they had to make some changes, and they made some pretty big changes. They got 3 prospects in return for Yusei Kikuchi, who is going to be gone at the end of the season unless he decides to re-up in Houston. And one of those prospects is now the number 2 prospect in the Blue Jays system, which we'll break down more as this video goes along. Another one is Joey Loperfido, who is no longer a prospect, who has shown some pretty nice flashes in his limited time with the Astros, and son of a Hall of Famer, Will Wagner. The Blue Jays love to go after sons of Halls of Famers. And Will Wagner is just another one who may play a part and may even be one of the best players out of this deal. So the Jays did great in this trade, and I'm really excited about this return, Nick. I gave my brief thoughts about it. I know how fired up you were about it, and I'm just excited to see these players in action.
Yeah, an absolute heist, and we thought it was a heist with just Jake Bloss being the return, and ultimately they came back and got an absolute haul. You can see this from Jeff Passan. Big return for the Blue Jays from the Astros. Per sources, for Yusei Kikuchi, they'll receive Jake Bloss, Joey Loperfido, and infielder Will Wagner. And Peter, this is the first time in a while where I've seen every single Jays fan, and I had my stream yesterday, in solace with the fact that Ross Atkins finally did something right. Every single player or every single fan of the Toronto Blue Jays was saying, hey, this is a perfect trade for the Toronto Blue Jays. I mean, this blew up on not just Jays Twitter, but MLB Twitter as well. Like, there's tons of tweets, there's tons of everything, and we'll get into the whole package in a second here. But I just want to get your thoughts on the updated return, which, again, we thought it was a steal when they just got Jake Bloss, which was the 92nd ranked prospect in baseball. They also got a couple of the other best prospects in a very weak, albeit Houston Astros system, but we can have solace in the fact that this was a very good deal and one of the best trades I've seen in a very long time for Ross Atkins. Even if it doesn't work out, still a very good trade process-wise to get. I don't know how they did it, quite frankly, Peter. It's an absolute robbery.
Yeah, it was robbery, and I know Kikuchi is a good arm, and he's probably going to help out Houston in their pursuit of the AL West. But this was a trade that had to be done by Ross Atkins, and what a way to do it, right? And Jake Bloss, you said he was a 92nd ranked prospect. In the MLB pipeline, Orelvis Martinez is ranked 60th by Major League Baseball. Now Jake Bloss has overtaken him, and he's the number 2 prospect. Orelvis is number 3. So I'm no math guy. Him being ahead of Orelvis Martinez probably puts him in the top 60, right? At least you would assume so, or else Major League Baseball's math is totally out of whack there. But just a great return, and I'm really excited about the prospects of seeing these guys in a major league uniform. I know Jake Bloss has had a cup of coffee in the major leagues. They kind of had to rush him, but his ETA for Major League Baseball is 2026, which I find a little bit weird. But I do expect the Jays to manage his innings and to kind of monitor his workload, because we know about the injury history for Blue Jays pitching prospects, and we don't want that to keep going. So Jake Bloss, I'm sure we'll see him in a Blue Jay uniform very soon, but very happy with this return, Nick, and I can't understate how well Ross Atkins did in this deal.
Yeah, Astros fans were on the stream yesterday. They weren't very happy. And if you're unfamiliar with Joey Loperfido, you can look at some of his stats here. And me and Peter and I did a video a month or two back. Maybe it was a bit longer than that. And Peter, there were packages, mock trades by ESPN. There was mock trades by everybody of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. trades that headlined Joey Loperfido, and now we have Joey Loperfido thrown in as a second piece of a package for 2 months of Yusei Kikuchi. He has a lot of power. He mashes in AAA. Will that translate to the MLB is the question. And again, he has some swing and miss in his game, so that's one of the biggest strikes. You can see 43 strikeouts in 38 games. But if he can tap into some of that contact and really unlock his power, Astros fans were super high on this guy. He's still one of their top, I guess he's played in the MLB now, so not as much prospects, but he still is one of their top prospects, in air quotes. You can look at the OPS in AAA. Like, he has the potential to be an MLB player, and according to everybody, Ben Nicholson, Smith, Stradividi, it looks like he's going to slot into the Blue Jays outfield probably very soon. Whether that's today, whether that's tomorrow is up in the air. But this guy's MLB ready. And then Jake Bloss, he was going to start for the Astros yesterday. He started 3 games. I think he has some work to do in AAA, and it seems like he might get a few more starts down there. But I don't know. You're getting Ross Atkins is getting MLB ready players. Jonathan Clase is MLB ready. They stocked up the farm system with this trade. Like you mentioned, their number 2 prospect, really their number 1 healthy prospect, because Tiedeman's going to be out for the foreseeable future. Like, the farm is looking great. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., which I'm sure we'll have a video on at some point, looks absolutely phenomenal. And you also get Will Wagner, who is like a kind of similar to Kevin Biggio back in his prime in AAA. He's looking very solid as well, a guy with no power. So I don't know. I'm very interested in seeing. And you can put this into context here. The circumstances are not the same, but the Astros just gave up way more for 2 months of Kikuchi than they did last year for 3 years of Justin Verlander. And that kind of puts in perspective this crazy seller's trade market right now.
Yeah, and that just amplifies the fact that the Blue Jays need to try and trade Chad Green as well.
Yeah.
Like you cannot understate that. The Jays need to go all out here and try to trade as many assets as they can, because it is a seller's market, I should say. The sellers are really having a good time thus far ahead of the trade deadline. So the Blue Jays need to try to take advantage of that. And another thing is, you're not only getting prospects, but you're getting them for 6 years as well. You're getting these guys for 6 years of major league service time. And Jake Bloss is going to be maybe a mid-rotation guy, and that's what Yusei Kikuchi was. So just him alone would have made the deal a W, and that's what we thought it was at the beginning. And then you add in Loperfido, who's got immense power and has potential to be a star bat at the big league level, and a lefty as well, which is nice. And then Will Wagner, who I was reading his scouting report. They're saying none of his tools stand out, but his baseball IQ is fantastic and his hit tool is great. So we'll see how that plays out, but maybe he has the potential to be one of the best players in this deal as well. Who knows? But the Jays have done really well, and I think they've had a great deadline thus far, and they got to keep it going.
Yeah, and John Schneider came out and basically said they love what he got, and I really like what we did, and it shows we're going to get after it next year. And yeah, these moves kind of hint at the fact that they're going to still go for it next year, but with the younger guys and really turning a leaf. But let us know in the comments your thoughts are on this. We'll have lots of videos throughout the day because, Peter, I don't think they're done yet, and maybe they should even entertain a Chris Bassett trade. But that'll wrap it up. Thank you guys for watching. Let us know what your thoughts are.